I'm Melissa Chartrand. I'm here at Sturgis West in Hyannis to talk about all things theater. I'm joined by Anna Botsford and Diana Young, both theater teachers and stage managers, stage production, and probably a lot more that I am missing out that we will have you fill me in on. But we're here to talk about an upcoming performance, Midsummer Night's Dream. But I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what you do, your role. Let's talk about the play, and we'll go from there.
So we're both the IB theater teachers at the West and East campus. I'm at West, Diana's at East.
And a little bit at West
And a little bit at West, yeah. And we both are the director for the STAGE program. And STAGE, it stands for Sturgis Theater Arts Guild of Entertainers. And it was started about 7 years ago. It's the after-school drama program here. So yeah, we meet Tuesdays and Thursdays until 5:30 after school, and we do a fall production and a winter one-act.
And the fall production is pretty unique because it's one of the only times that the East and West stage groups work together. So for the fall production, we have students from East and from West, whereas in the spring, the one acts will have 2 separate shows.
I see, and that's wonderful in and of itself. We've talked about the benefits of theater and drama and what it does for the kids, the friendships that it forms, the skills that it builds, and then to intermingle and have the kids meet other kids that they're not working with on a, or see on a daily basis. I'm sure you've seen them make friendships and grow within one another.
Oh yeah, it's so fun to have the East kids come over here and jump up into the arms of the West kids. I couldn't wait to see you all day, and so it's fun because we do, we have sports teams that are separate and they play against each other, but stage is an area in which they can come together and be one. So that's a really nice aspect of the program.
And are all the students included in the drama program, or do you have traditional auditions and?
We have traditional auditions. So students do get cut from being a cast member, but we open the technical aspect open to anybody. So if you want to paint the sets, help with costuming, prop design, run lights or sound, we're totally open to anybody.
Wonderful, which also gives that complete experience.
Exactly.
Now let's talk a little bit about the productions coming up, and how do you choose those plays, and do you integrate that during the course of the year as well, whether students are participating in the play itself or not after school during your regular curriculum? Is that
Do you want to talk about MidSummer a little, since you were part of choosing that play?
Sure. In choosing our plays for the fall production, we want it to be more of a 2 or 3 act play instead of a 1 act, so we look at length. And for this particular one, we decided we had never done Shakespeare before, and we thought our kids can handle it. They can handle the language. So we looked at some Shakespeare plays, and we thought MidSummer was fun. It had a lot of opportunity for physicality, slapstick, the mistaken identity, the crossed lovers. So we thought that would be a really fun first one to do rather than a tragedy. So that's why we chose Midsummer Night's Dream, and we're having a really good time with it.
I think you said it was fun, which I think is the best way to describe Midsummer. Everyone's just having a great time.
Yeah.
We laugh a lot during rehearsal.
That is good. That is good. Not to compare Shakespeare to Seinfeld in any way, but it does have all those plots that are separate but then integrated together in certain way comedies.
Exactly.
And now we mentioned off camera that it's a little bit different. It's with a little bit of a twist. You're taking a different approach. Do you want to give a hint? We don't want to give too much.
Sure. So we've decided to set Midsummer Night's Dream in the 1920s. But if you know the play, you know that there are kind of 2 locales in it. So there's the city of Athens, and then there's kind of the forest where all of the magic and trickery and mystical things sort of happen, and that's where the fairies live. So we decided for the forest we were going to give it 1920s with a twist. So you'll see some 20s influences in the costumes, for example, but there might be a splash of neon here or just other brighter
surprises.
Yes, some surprises, musically too.
That's true.
That's wonderful to have your spin on it. And then as far as the curriculum, do you incorporate some of this into your daily teachings?
I would say not directly, right, because there are a great number of students who are not in the production. So to be able to do that in your classroom, it would just be a little bit tricky. But for example, our IB students, part of their curriculum is they have to keep a journal, and it asks them to sort of reflect and connect a lot of their theater experiences. So I know a lot of my IB students have connected things we're learning in class to MidSummer and their process of creating character and things like that. And I know even a lot of classes are going to see MidSummer next month, or this month actually, and one of the Latin classes, because their class studied Pyramus and Thisbe, and Pyramus and Thisbe becomes a part of Midsummer Night's Dream. That class is actually coming to see the play. So there's a lot of nice integration that's happening.
And going on that note is our IB students and our intro classes are required to see a play, and they have to write a play review. So this performance provides an opportunity for them to see the show at a discounted rate as well.
Wonderful. And let's talk about that, because they have to travel to see the play. There's not enough space here in the school. Let's talk why the play is actually being held at Harwich Junior Theater, which I think is a wonderful collaboration.
So we don't have a theater space at our school. We have wonderful theater rooms that provide a lot of movement space, but we don't have an actual auditorium or theater space. So we utilize the spaces in the community. We've been at Harwich Junior Theater before, Katuitt Center for the Arts Main Stage and Black Box. Where else have we been? The Cape Cod Community College, the Hyannis Art Barn in downtown Main Street. So we've used a lot of different spaces, and Harwich just happened to be free in November, and we love using their space. They're amazing. So yeah, it's just another opportunity to be at Harwich.
Absolutely, and I think for our community to learn where these other traditional and non-traditional performance spaces are for theater, music, and art in general. It's wonderful for the students to also experience that. So let's talk about your spring production, and then we'll come back to where our viewers will get tickets to come see MidSummer in the next few weeks.
Great.
So the spring one-act plays, the goal of these plays is to be performed here at school, well not at school, but at the Katuitt Center for the Arts, but it's also going to be going on to the Massachusetts Educational Theater Guild Festival, which is a mouthful. But so that's a one-act festival, so your piece has to be one act. So in searching for pieces and in trying to find pieces that could be cut or were already a one-act, I sort of happened on Antigone, which is a play I've always felt really strongly towards, that I really enjoy it. And so as a contrast to our MidSummer comedy, we ended up both picking Greek tragedies this year. So West will be doing Medea, and East is working with Antigone. So it's a nice, it'll give the students a nice range if they're working on both of the pieces for sure. Yeah. But we didn't start out seeking something completely different from MidSummer. We just sort of kind of happened upon it and thought it would be nice if there was a link connecting the two shows.
And being a Greek tragedy, it offers a minimal set, which we sort of need, lacking a lot of the things a normal high school would have. So we don't have to build these giant set pieces, which is really, really great.
Sure, and important for that competition as well.
Yeah,
it's very quick on and off.
Yeah.
So, well, good. Well, let's first let our viewers know, and hopefully some students too, if they're interested in participating, or a parent is watching and wants to have their student get involved, how you get involved with the drama club, and then how we can get tickets and when the performances are.
Well, students can get involved by coming to auditions. We just held our auditions for the Winter One Act. But every year we put out announcements in the daily announcements and posters all over the school to come to auditions. If you don't get cast, you're automatically emailed about working on tech. So that's just a way to get involved. And buying tickets, you can email STAGETix@SturgisCharterSchool.org. Give us your name, the date you would like to come, and how many tickets you want, and that will reserve your space, and then you will just purchase the tickets at the door.
Great. And that's coming up on for 3 days, the performance?
Yes, November 21st, 22nd, and 23rd.
Excellent. Well, definitely not to be missed. It's wonderful to chat with you. I'll look forward to coming back in the spring. We can talk about those and give a little sneak preview of what to expect with those plays. But in the meantime, for Diana Young and Anna Botsford, I'm here at Sturgis West. We want you to come and see A Midsummer's Night's Dream. All the information's available right online. I'm Melissa Chartrand, wishing you an artful day.